Hey there, let's talk about something that so many of us go through. You know that feeling, the frustration of getting super excited about something new, diving in head first, only to have all that passion just fizzle out. If you've ever asked yourself why you just can't seem to stick with anything, well, you're in exactly the right place. So, does this whole scenario sound familiar? You find a new hobby, a new project, maybe a new skill you're dying to learn. You go all in. For a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months, it's literally all you can think about. And then, poof, nothing. The spark is just gone. You drop it, and then that familiar wave of guilt washes over you. Ugh, why does this keep happening?
Well, it turns out this isn't just some random thing you do. It's actually a pretty predictable pattern. We're going to call it the cycle of boredom. It's this journey we all take from intense passion all the way to, well, predictability. Let's break down the 4 stages.
This 4-step dance is almost universal for some of us. First, you get that incredible rush of discovering something new. Then comes the really fun part, that intense learning phase where you're just absorbing everything like a sponge. You're mastering the basics and it feels absolutely amazing. But then you hit a wall. The challenge starts to fade, everything becomes predictable, and that fire you felt is just gone. So you lose interest and you move on. And what's the next step? We get really hard on ourselves, right? We start using these labels, we tell ourselves we're unfocused, that we don't have discipline, or that we're missing that grit everyone's always talking about. We see this whole pattern as a personal failure, a major flaw in our character. But here's a crazy thought. What if this whole tendency isn't a weakness at all? Seriously, what if it's not a bug in your system, but actually a powerful built-in feature? What if it's a sign of a totally different kind of strength? Okay, this brings us to a complete reimagining of this whole experience. It's time to stop seeing yourself as a quitter and start seeing yourself as someone with what we'll call a fast learning mind. This right here is the fundamental shift in perspective. The old way of looking at it labels your behavior as distraction, quitting, and a lack of focus. But this new view, the fast learning mind view, reframes those exact same behaviors as growth, outgrowing something, and having a capacity for incredibly fast learning. See the difference? It's not about giving up, it's about leveling up. So let's put a real definition on this. A fast learning mind is a cognitive style where you just rapidly soak up new skills and information. That boredom you feel, it isn't a sign of failure at all. It's a signal. It's a signal from your brain telling you that you've mastered the current level. The environment is now too predictable, and it's not giving you the challenge you need to keep growing. Just think about it, like a video game. I mean, you wouldn't stay on level 1 forever after you've totally mastered it, would you? Of course not. That'd be boring. You'd move on to the next more complex challenge. Your brain is doing the exact same thing. It's not quitting, it is leveling up. So what makes this trait so valuable right now? Well, this is where it gets really cool. The idea is that your brain isn't just built differently, it might just be built perfectly for the world we're living in today. There's this economic theory called the M-shaped future, and basically it argues that the modern economy doesn't just reward the super specialist anymore, the person who spends 40 years doing one single thing. Instead, it places huge value on people who have solid foundational skills across a bunch of different diverse fields. That M shape represents having peaks of competency in several different areas, not just one.
So, who do you think thrives in an M-shaped world? It's the people who can learn new things quickly, adapt on the fly, and connect ideas from totally different worlds. In other words, people with a fast learning mind. Your natural tendency to learn, master, and move on is exactly what the modern world is screaming for.
So you see, this isn't just an adaptation, it's a superpower. Let's talk about how to stop seeing this as some kind of flaw and start embracing it as your absolute greatest strength. The most important thing you can do is change the label you give yourself. You're not unfocused. You are a nonlinear thinker. You just don't move in a straight line, digging deeper into one skill for a lifetime. No, you move across different fields, connecting ideas and building a totally unique combination of skills nobody else has. And this new identity, it comes with a pretty awesome set of strengths. Nonlinear thinkers pick up skills at a crazy pace. They are incredibly adaptable to change, but their real magic, it's that creative, cross-domain problem solving.
They see connections that the specialists completely miss. They are natural innovators, always looking for that next frontier.
And this all brings us to the final, most important takeaway. That feeling of boredom that you used to dread, it's not your enemy. It's the engine of your growth. It's like a compass, always pointing you toward the next challenge, the next skill, the next peak in your M-shaped life. It's the very thing that keeps you learning and evolving. So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you understand that your mind isn't broken, but actually built for the future, now that you know your boredom is just a signal for growth, what new passion are you going to allow yourself to discover next?